Hello everyone, subscribe to my channel to not miss new trending manhwa.
100 years ago, monsters suddenly appeared on Earth, their frenzied attacks causing countless cities to fall, and forcing the remaining humans into a few surviving fortresses. Presently, citizens are warned not to leave the fortress or approach the 9 mysterious abysses that have appeared within, as falling in could lead to underground beast lairs. A terrified young woman is being verbally abused, told that Brother Kai wanting to play with her is a blessing and she shouldn't dare to run. Her tormentors, a group of young men led by the smug Brother Kai, approach, deriding her as a lowborn who should feel honored to study with them. Cornered at the edge of an abyss, she is given to choices: let Kai have his fun or jump into the chasm herself. She defiantly shouts back, calling Kai a lunatic who assaults classmates and silences witnesses, refusing to help him trick Goddess Lin and vowing he'll never touch her. Kai, with a sinister grin, reveals he's already thrown another girl into an abyss and that Lin Ling will marry him because her brother is jailed, then offers to spare the current girl if she submits. He then reaches out towards the distressed girl with a lecherous expression, anticipating his move. As she steps back in horror, the ground crumbles beneath her heel, and she begins to fall into the vast abyss. The dark, ominous depths of the chasm seem to resonate with faint, unsettling sounds from far below. One of Kai's lackeys, startled by a noise from the chasm, nervously asks his companion, "What was that sound?" A monstrous, dark-skinned hand then grips the abyss's edge as a powerful, masked beast with glowing red eyes and sharp teeth starts to haul itself out. The terrifying bone-faced beast fully emerges, confronting Kai, his cronies, and the girl who had just been falling, all of them now frozen in horror at the B-class monster. As the massive creature looms, Kai cowardly grabs the very same girl he was tormenting, using her as a human shield and desperately pleading, "No, don't eat me." He then callously shoves her towards the beast, screaming, "Why, you can eat her. She's got tender skin. She tastes better than me." The sharp-toothed monster, however, just stares intently at the panicking Kai, who looks utterly baffled by its apparent disinterest in his human offering. With sudden, brutal force, the creature smashes its fist into Kai, sending him flying backwards in a bloody heap. Kai's horrified followers witness his violent and, one frantically shouting into a phone, "Murder! Run! Help! There's a monster!" The remaining goons immediately turn to flee for their lives, yelling to each other, "Run! Run fast!" Enveloped in a sinister purple aura, the beast swiftly catches one of the escaping men, cutting him down with a devastating blow. The beast swiftly seizes the last of Kai's cronies, who was still desperately trying to call for help. With a sickening finality, the creature dispatches the man, his phone clattering to the ground. Now, the terrified girl finds herself alone, kneeling before the immense, blood-soaked monster. The creature, its gruesome task complete, flicks its long tongue, a chilling display of satisfaction. She remains frozen on the ground, gazing up at the terrifying figure looming over her. Tears stream down her face as she resigns herself to her fate, thinking death by monster is preferable to Kai's cruelty. Unexpectedly, the colossal beast crouches and then propels itself into the air, leaving her unharmed. It soars towards a distant, tall building, disappearing from her sight. Elsewhere, a powerful hand slams down onto a polished wooden desk in fury. An enraged man in a suit demands answers, shouting, "Bastards! Why did my son die in school? How do you maintain school security?" To school officials cower on the floor, the woman explaining, "Principal, our underground monitors didn't detect any monsters climbing up from the abyss." She then nervously suggests this bone-faced beast might have sneaked in from outside. The furious father dismisses their explanation, yelling, "So, you're saying it hid on the abyss walls and ambushed my son? What nonsense. Bone-faced beasts have less intelligence than birds." He continues his tirade, accusing them, "You're just trying to dodge responsibility. No matter who killed my son, human or monster, they must pay." The enraged man then commands the terrified officials, "Track down that bone-faced beast. It can't leave the fortress. Find it, kill it." Meanwhile, the bone-faced beast is seen agilely leaping across the city's rooftops. It lands atop a massive, carved monument featuring several stone faces, overlooking the urban sprawl. Elsewhere, a young man with striking white hair stands calmly, surrounded by several similar bone-faced beasts, with a giant stone skull prominent in the foreground. The blood-soaked bone-faced beast from the earlier incident kneels before a shadowy figure, roaring its return, and is instructed, "Number 1, you're covered in blood. Someone is tracking you. Return to the beast space." A close-up reveals the white-haired young man's determined face, identifying him as Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan then instructs Number 2 to also rest, as another bone-faced beast is absorbed into a glowing card he holds. Holding as such cards, he muses that Wang Kai, who threw him into prison, has now been sent to the afterlife, making them even. And Kai likely never imagined his killer monster was Lin Yuan's pet. In this world overrun by monsters where ability users fight for survival, Lin Yuan reveals his trump card is a monster capture system. Standing amidst a fiery red aura and floating monster cards, he explains that monsters others flee from are merely targets for him to catch. Illustrated by a puppeteer's hand controlling a bone-faced beast attacking a terrified man. With his arms crossed, Lin Yuan coolly orders number 3 to take him back to prison, and a bone-faced beast nods in compliance. Subsequently, the beast carries Lin Yuan, leaping powerfully across the city's rooftops towards their destination. Lin Yuan reflects that the B-class bone-faced beast is the strongest monster he's captured so far, and he possesses 3 of them in total. As they land heavily near a high prison wall, he considers that while B-class bone-faced beast can kill ability users, and even crush beginner awakened, it's still insufficient in this doomsday world. He then calmly absorbs the beast back into a card, a swirling purple energy signifying its return. Standing alone by the prison wall, Lin Yuan determines that his current top priority is to find a way to get out of this prison legally. Lin Yuan confidently strides down a hallway, entrusting the remaining tasks to an unseen entity. As a purple glow emanates from a card, a formidable, multi-eyed, spider-like female monster with a wicked grin materializes. Enveloped in the same purple aura, the scene transitions to the grand entrance of a building identified by a sign as the Royal Mansion. Elsewhere, Renyu desperately tries to dissuade Sister Lin Ling, who feels compelled to accept an engagement to free her imprisoned brother. Renyu looks on with deep concern, questioning if this drastic measure is truly Lin Ling's sole option. Lin Ling laments the Wang clan's formidable influence, highlighting Wang Kai's powerful father and high-ranking ability user brother. Feeling no prey can escape his clutches, tears well in Lin Ling's eye, reflecting her profound despair and helplessness. Approaching their destination, Lin Ling notices a large gathering ahead and questions the reason for the crowd. They discover a solemn assembly of people mourning before the flower-adorned coffin of Mr. Wang Kai. Staring at Wang Kai's funeral portrait, both girls are utterly stunned. Exclaiming in disbelief at the news of his death, Renyu exclaims in shock, "The demon who ruled the fortress has dropped dead." Lin Ling, wiping away tears, feels immense relief, thinking Wang Kai paid for his evil deeds and she must quickly tell her brother. From a doorway, Wang Kai's father spots the 2 girls, asking with a hint of suspicion, "Oh, mourning my son?" The imposing man then states that his son chose the right fiancé, and even though he's gone, her promise still stands. Lin Ling, with a glimmer of hope, hesitantly asks, You'll free my brother?" Wang Kai's father confirms that with one word from him, her brother's crime will disappear. But she must fulfill her promise and marry his son. Lin Ling, with a confused and defiant look, points out the obvious, but Wang Kai is dead. The father, with a sinister smile, acknowledges this but declares she'll marry him by ghost wedding so he won't be lonely below, showing a depiction of a bride in red holding a funeral portrait. Renyu, aghast, questions how the living can wed the dead, while Lin Ling, her eyes shadowed, asks if he will truly spare her brother. Wang Kai's father coldly lays out his terms. She must obey and be buried with his son in a ghost wedding for her brother's freedom, or if she refuses, her brother will be buried with his son instead. As an image shows Lin Ling in a red burial gown surrounded by jewels, Wang Kai's father, with a chilling gaze, presents his ultimatum, stating the person buried with his son will be her father and brother, then demands her answer. Renyu, aghast, clutches Lin Ling's arm, desperately pleading with her not to agree to the insane proposal. With tears streaming down her face, Lin Ling sorrowfully concedes, "I agree. I'll marry your son by ghost wedding." The setting transitions to the Wang clan's secret chamber, where 2 shadowy figures converse in the dimly lit room. Wang Yan, a 9th-tier ability user, kneels before his father, swearing to eliminate all who harmed his brother, and then inquires if they should spare the Lin family now that Lin Ling has accepted. The elder Wang coldly responds that while he promised to spare her relatives, all suspects must perish, ordering her brother in prison to be dealt with first, followed by her father after the ceremony. Wang Yan, a cruel glint in his eye, affirms he will make arrangements, declaring her brother in prison will meet an accidental end today. As Lin Yuan is seen walking away, at Blackwater Prison, a heavy cell door creaks open, having been automatically unlocked. Suddenly, Blackwater Prison erupts into Slaughter Night, a period where all rules are suspended, and inmates pour out of their cells, ready for violence. A bald, imposing prisoner smirks, announcing to the assembled inmates that everyone knows the target and they should beat him to death as if it were a simple brawl. The assembled inmates, with dark, shadowed eyes, confirm their understanding of the order. This menacing group of prisoners begins to advance, intent on their violent task. The imposing, bald leader of the prison thugs stomps forward with a grimace. Lin Yuan, unfazed, continues reading on his bunk as someone off-panel warns him that the prison thugs are coming to kill him. A panicked inmate shouts that all cell doors have suddenly unlocked, urging everyone to flee. This same concerned prisoner implores Lin Yuan to escape, telling him not to throw his life away as these thugs spare no one. Lin Yuan calmly remains seated, declaring that if they can enter his cell, they are welcome to try and take his life. The bald thug and his cronies, now armed, charge down the hall, proclaiming that with the guards gone, nothing will prevent them from killing their target. The inmate who tried to warn Lin Yuan stares in terror as the approaching mob becomes audible. An ominous rip graphic fills the panel, followed by a bewildered huh, suggesting an abrupt and unexpected turn of events. The inmate who tried to warn Lin Yuan wonders why the commotion outside has ceased, as Lin Yuan calmly closes his book, stating he'll investigate. Peering through the cell bars, the inmate's eyes widen in sheer terror and disbelief at the scene unfolding in the corridor. He sees the entire mob of prisoners, including their bald leader, inexplicably frozen mid-charge, prompting him to ask Lin Yuan what's going on. The multi-eyed, spider-like female monster hovers menacingly above the bald thug, her nearly invisible threads binding him completely. With a terrifying display of power, the monster unleashes her silken killing array, infinite slicing, instantly shredding the ensnared prisoners. The bald thug's severed head hits the ground with a sickening thud, surrounded by the bloody remains of his gang and their anguished cries. The inmate, splattered with blood and trembling, screams in horror, asking Lin Yuan what kind of demonic power this is and who he truly is. Lin Yuan, with a chillingly calm demeanor and blood on his face, declares his philosophy: he doesn't bother anyone unless provoked, but those who cross him will be utterly destroyed. The narrative then shifts to the imposing, heavily bolted double doors of the warden's office. Inside, Wang Yan confidently asks the warden if Lin Yuan's demise is assured, to which the warden scoffs, dismissing Lin Yuan as merely weak and helpless. Warden Qianqi smirks, confident that Lin Yuan will be toyed to death by the prison bosses. The steward of the royal palace happily anticipates taking Lin Yuan's head as a betrothal gift for the ghost marriage once the chaos ends. Deputy Warden Bai Lin, standing near the warden who is lighting a cigarette, senses something approaching from outside. The steward, startled, wonders if the frenzied prisoners are rushing over. Warden Qianqi, smoking his cigar, calmly reassures Steward Wang that the door cannot be broken even by a tank. A massive, dark fist suddenly smashes against the reinforced door with immense force. The steward, warden, and deputy warden all stare in utter shock as the door is impacted. The supposedly unbreakable door is violently blasted open by another powerful blow. Lin Yuan stands calmly in the doorway, a massive bone-faced beast looming beside him, greeting the room's occupants. The terrified steward points at Lin Yuan, exclaiming that it's a bone-faced beast and Lin Yuan is controlling it, threatening to report him. The bone-faced beast violently smashes Steward Wang against the wall, sending him flying. Deputy Warden Bai Lin stares in disbelief, realizing a human controlling a B-rank bone-faced beast is something unheard of in any record. Warden Qianqi, seeing Wang Yan's crumpled form, yells at Lin Yuan that this is Blackwater Prison and killing him means Lin Yuan won't leave unharmed. He further boasts about their formidable prison guard corps, warning Lin Yuan they will eventually tear him to pieces. Lin Yuan coolly inquires if the warden is referring to those particular guards. A squad of heavily armed prison guards, shields raised and rifles ready, appears, though an EMPTY overlay hints at their compromised state. To the warden's shock, these guards swiftly turn and level their weapons at him. A terrified Warden Qianqi implores them not to act rashly, reminding them of his role in their training. Lin Yuan calmly reveals that the guards are now his spider puppets, with the spider monster manipulating them from above. Defeated, Warden Qianqi collapses to his knees, desperately pleading for mercy and blaming the Wang family for his actions. Lin Yuan, with a thoughtful expression, tells the warden he'll consider his plea, then demands his warden authority chip. The warden reluctantly hands over the chip, remarking it's useless to Lin Yuan. As a beep signals the unlock is complete, Lin Yuan dismisses the warden's concern as irrelevant and bids him farewell, prompting the guards to click their weapons ready. A horrified Warden Qianqi shouts, "Big bro, you said," recalling a promise. The puppet guards unleash a hail of bullets, riddling the warden's body. Lin Yuan clarifies he only instructed the warden to hand over the chip, never promising to let him live, and then states he has his own plans for the warden authority as Deputy Warden Bai Lin watches. He then offers the authority chip to Bai Lin, greeting her as the new warden. Bai Lin, holding the chip, hesitantly asks if this means she doesn't have to die. Lin Yuan explains that according to fortress law, a deputy warden can be automatically promoted during a state of emergency, but then reveals she must swallow a spider egg to truly become his. Bai Lin stares intently at the white, silken spider egg Lin Yuan holds out to her. Bai Lin, with determination, states, "I'll eat it," as she brings the silken egg towards her lips. Lin Yuan, with a slight smile, replies, "Very good. As long as you obey, I'll allow you to keep your own will." Kneeling, Bai Lin pledges, "I will absolutely behave." This prison will also become Master's territory, adding that he must have long-term plans for controlling it. She then looks up, inquiring, "What is the first task you want me to complete?" Lin Yuan acknowledges her cleverness, stating he'll give her a chance to prove her worth, then reveals that 3 days ago, a metallic mimic beast that invaded the fortress wasn't fully killed, and the military seeks a containment facility for it. He instructs her, apply to have Blackwater Prison's beast pit accept it. Bai Lin affirms she understands his intentions, acknowledging Blackwater normally couldn't afford an S-rank metallic mimic beast, but she will use every means to secure it. Lin Yuan, turning to leave, commands, "Good. Now arrange for me to leave prison immediately. Once the S-rank monster arrives at Blackwater, notify me at once," to which she responds, "Understood." Bai Lin expresses her concern, "But Master, once you leave Blackwater alive, the Wang family's forces and that 9th grade ability user will likely come after you very quickly, suggesting hiding in prison would be safer." Lin Yuan, with a confident smirk, simply states, "Hiding is useless." Lin Yuan internally declares, "I prefer to strike first." The scene shifts to the impressive exterior of the Thunder Ability Training Hall. Lin Yuan, clad in a hoodie, arrives at the training hall with a determined expression. 2 onlookers observe him, one remarking that Lin Yuan came straight to the dojo after prison and questioning if he's hiding, like a coward instead of attending his sister's ghost wedding. They speculate he might be there to ask the headmaster for help or perhaps looking for Senior Ning, who has recently left for the Northern Abyss. The onlookers consider Lin Yuan pitiful, given the Wang family's overwhelming power and his tendency to keep to himself, making it unlikely anyone would dare assist him. He walks resolutely towards a brightly lit doorway, his shadow stretching long and dark behind him. A blond man with glasses and a camera, Wei Xing, spots Lin Yuan approaching and exclaims, "Senior, you're here." Wei Xing reports that they've collected all guest information and movement routes for the ghost wedding, but the 3 electronic bugs monitoring the network are about to fail. Lin Yuan, coolly producing 3 glowing monster cards from his hoodie, states, "I'll get you some new ones then." Wei Xing exclaims in astonishment at the vast swarm of small, buzzing insectoid monsters appearing around them. Lin Yuan calmly states these bugs are abundant in the Blackwater Prison Beast Den, from which he recently restocked, adding that merely 3 were sufficient to control prison surveillance and the Wang family's network. Holding one of the red-eyed bugs on his fingertip, Wei Xing marvels that with such a large number, they could potentially monitor half the entire fortress. Checking his phone, Lin Yuan confirms receipt of synchronized data and instructs Wei Xing to maintain surveillance on the Wang family and all ghost wedding activities, urging him to stay in contact. Wei Xing, with a worried expression, implores Big Bro to be careful, warning that all 4 teammates of Wang Yan, the Wang family's eldest son, are present for the ghost wedding, and they are the strongest 9th tier ability users of their generation. He adds that due to the bone mask beast remaining undiscovered, a monster barrier has been erected over the wedding venue, emphasizing the need for extreme caution. Lin Yuan confidently reassures him, "Don't worry. I have a plan," as Wei Xing, clenching his fist, declares that as the sole members of the anti-Wang family alliance, both of them must survive. A flashback depicts Wei Xing, camera ready, nearly being discovered by 3 silhouetted figures while spying, with text explaining that 3 months prior, Lin Yuan saved him when he was almost caught observing Wang Kai. The flashback continues, showing Lin Yuan or someone associated with him intervening, as text reveals Wei Xing's vow from that day forward to follow Lin Yuan and fight against the Wang family. Returning to the present, Lin Yuan acknowledges saving Wei Xing because they shared a common objective, then remarks he never anticipated that a former pervert who secretly photographed campus girls would seek revenge because one of those girls was pushed into an abyss. Wei Xing internally vows, "I'll get justice for you," referring to the girl pushed into the abyss. Meanwhile, an armored vehicle speeds along a desolate road, kicking up dust. Inside, the driver asked Wang Kai's father, the councilman, if he's truly going to officiate the ghost wedding, questioning if the living can marry the dead, to which the councilman scoffs that it's the highest honor for a lowborn girl. The councilman, sipping wine, callously remarks that, in a way, Lin Ling is lucky. The driver then inquires, I heard the final step in a ghost wedding is killing the bride. Wang Kai's father, brandishing a ceremonial dagger with a cruel smile, confirms that's right, intending to personally slit her throat so she serves his son in the underworld. The driver expresses concern, but the bone-masked beast that killed the second son hasn't been found. Isn't attending the wedding risky? The councilman dismissively tells him to relax, boasting that their black dust-armored car can resist tank-class attacks, and the beast won't break through. Suddenly, a bone-faced beast slams its hand onto the hood of the speeding vehicle, startling the driver. The monstrous creature, with its glowing red eyes and sharp teeth, roars as it attacks the car. The driver exclaims in terror, the bone-masked beast is really here. As the councilman looks on with grim realization, Wang Kai's father orders the driver to remain calm, boasting that their black dust hydraulic armor can withstand the assault, and commands him to drive and shake it off. To their horror, not one but 3 bone-faced beasts are now swarming and attacking the armored vehicle. The councilman shouts in disbelief, but the intel said there was only one beast. As a monstrous face with a long tongue peers into the cabin, from a nearby clifftop, Lin Yuan calmly observes the unfolding chaos and issues the command, attack. A bone-faced beast delivers a powerful blow to the vehicle. As text indicates, the hydraulic armor's defense is at 100%. The relentless pummeling by the creatures continues, causing the vehicle's defense to rapidly decrease to 70%. Under the furious onslaught, the armored car's defenses are nearly depleted, dropping to a mere 1%. The vehicle is violently ripped apart by the coordinated assault of the bone-faced beast. An indicator shows the vehicle's defense has catastrophically failed, plummeting to minus 100%. A bone-faced beast dangles the tattered councilman, Wang Kai's father, by his collar. Through the councilman's terrified eyes, Lin Yuan is seen calmly approaching, flanked by 2 of his monstrous servants. The battered councilman desperately pleads, save me. I'll give you a huge reward. Lin Yuan, holding the ceremonial dagger, coolly asks, is this the blade for the ghost wedding? With bloodshot eyes and utter terror, Wang Kai's father begs, spare me. A swift, brutal motion ends the councilman's life, his silhouette contorting in his final moment. His lifeless body drops to the ground before Lin Yuan and the 2 imposing bone-faced beasts. Lin Yuan then produces another monster card, declaring, Shadow, it's your turn now. A shadowy, multi-limbed creature with a single red eye materializes, looming over the deceased councilman as dark tendrils emanate. The creature initiates its shadow-snatching technique on the fallen man. The shadowy creature completely envelops the councilman's corpse as purple energy swirls around them. Lin Yuan, now perfectly disguised as Wang Kai's father, notes the shadow's disguise skill lasts to hours, which is ample time, and declares he's there to fulfill the ghost marriage pact. Approaching the Narcissus Noble Cemetery, the disguised Lin Yuan overhears people remarking on the ghost bride's beauty, and how commoners are mere playthings for the elite. 2 men discuss the lingering rumor that the royal family's second son's killer is still at large, but one reassures the other that the royals have hired powerful 9th-rank espers and set an inescapable trap. A sudden, powerful force descends from the sky, kicking up dust and debris. Wang Yan, identified as leader of the 9th Abyss Squad, arrives dramatically from above with 2 of his armored subordinates. One of Wang Yan's squad members crouches near the massive, bloodied skull of a D-class monster, the skull of the underworld ram. Wang Yan, also known as Lightning, presents the skull as a gift, while onlookers whisper about his rumored awakening and the royal family's promise to let him massacre civilian Zone K, where the bride's father lives. The disguised Lin Yuan is greeted by someone exclaiming, good thing you're here. Now the ceremony's safety is guaranteed. Wang Yan sternly warns Barrier Master Yin that if even one monster appears within the cemetery barrier, he will personally kill him. Though Yin confidently states S-rank monsters and below cannot move within his barrier, Observer Yu, clad in futuristic armor and goggles, confidently states he's monitoring the cemetery and will detect any monster approaching the barrier. He then spots something, exclaiming, something's appeared, and dashes off, declaring, I'll handle it. Wang Yan smirks, thinking that the lunatic Yu is excellent at psychic tracking and will soon locate the monsters. Controller, dooming their mysterious enemy. One of Lin Yuan's small, glowing blue insectoid monsters is shown buzzing near a power line. As Observer Yu internally declares, I'm about to catch a big fish. A close-up reveals Observer Yu's grinning face as he holds one of the small, red-eyed insectoid monsters on his fingertip. The words psychic tracking appear over a stylized cityscape, indicating the ability is in use. Elsewhere, Wuchang, surrounded by a swarm of the insectoid monsters, gasps in alarm as a bright light envelops him. A speech bubble declares, weak energy reaction, against a backdrop of a cloudy sky. Observer Yu leaps through the city, a determined grin on his face, thinking he'll see the memories in the bug's head, capture it, and then find its master. As he soars between buildings, Observer Yu is suddenly startled, exclaiming. The world suddenly went dark, as the sky above him turns a deep, ominous purple. Observer Yu cries out in agony, realizing he's been poisoned or suffered psychic pollution. Questioning how a supposedly weak controller could cause such a backlash, he plummets from the sky, crashing hard onto the street below. As a caption declares Observer brain dead, Wuchang stands beside a D-class monster, Soul Howl, remarking that, as expected, his senior's trap perfectly caught the Observer. With a concerned look, Wuchang thinks that now that the Observer is removed, his senior's disguise won't be detected. A limousine pulls up to the cemetery, and the disguised Lin Yuan, as Wang Kai's father, steps out. The disguised Lin Yuan, smoking a cigar, internally fumes about the royal family's poor reception, noting their patriarch didn't even come to greet him. Wang Yan bows apologetically, explaining his father is busy with the wedding banquet and asks for the chairman's understanding. While onlookers note the chairman's evident displeasure, the disguised Lin Yuan curtly orders Wang Yan to take him to see the bride immediately, causing onlookers to wonder if the royal family somehow offended him. Inside the opulent cemetery foyer, Wang Yan and his two subordinates wonder why their scout hasn't returned or sent any intel. Questioning if something happened, Wang Yan instructs one of his men to go find the scout quickly, and the subordinate affirms he will go and return swiftly. The disguised Lin Yuan, posing as Wang Kai's father, shouts hey, summoning one of Wang Yan's subordinates, the one with the chilly aura, to approach him. This subordinate, identified as Freezer Han, appears surprised and questions if the chairman specifically wants to see him. With a stern expression, the disguised Lin Yuan impatiently tells Freezer Han to stop dawdling and come over, because he has questions. He then angrily demands to know if they are planning to leave, questioning who would guarantee his safety and forbidding these few 9th-level individuals, the strongest force present, from departing without his explicit permission. Wang Yan steps forward with Freezer Han, explaining that the situation concerns the safety of their teammate, requiring them to investigate, and asserts that while the counselor's status is high, the 9th Abyss Squad operates independently, meaning he lacks the authority to interfere. The disguised Lin Yuan scoffs at the notion of having no authority to interfere, retorting that such a claim might hold if Wang Yan were awakened, but he is not. He then issues a series of threats, freezing the 9th Abyss Squad's Abyss Pass for 3 months, suspending their exploration funds, and relocating their families to the slum zone under the guise of government construction, leaving Wang Yan and Freezer Han aghast as onlookers observe the counselor suppressing 5 9th-level ability users, standing confidently with arms crossed and a white coat dramatically billowing. The disguised Lin Yuan embodies the rumors that Counselor Huang will do anything for his own benefit. Wang Yan and Freezer Han, seen from the back, look utterly dismayed by the situation, exclaiming in frustration, "This lunatic." A lone speech bubble against the sky suggests their resignation, stating, "If the counselor has said this much," indicating they feel compelled to obey. Wang Yan and his subordinates reluctantly concede, stating, "We get it." With a menacing glint in his red eye, Wang Yan affirms they will stay and protect the counselor's life. Onlookers murmur that lightning is about to awaken, and Counselor Huang is foolishly making a powerful enemy for short-term safety. The disguised Lin Yuan internally scoffs at concerns for the future, declaring his immediate safety is paramount, then tells Wang Yan to take him to the bride. Elsewhere, Lin Ling's father, adjusting his suit in a mirror, tells her the officiant is arriving and she must behave obediently. Lin Ling, in her wedding dress holding purple roses, is warned by her father that if she breaks her promise, not even death will save her from him, though he assures her that keeping her word will free her brother. Her father, with a slight smile, reassures her he never breaks his word and that once the wedding is over, her brother will walk free, adding the old butler should be bringing him from prison now. Suddenly, the disguised Lin Yuan is roughly shoved into the room, startling Lin Ling's father, as someone off-panel tells Lin Ling not to worry because Principal Wang will definitely let her brother go. The disguised Lin Yuan, looking irate, retorts that if Principal Wang breaks his word, he won't even rest in his grave, then asked, "Right, Principal Wang?" Principal Wang looks nervously at the disguised Lin Yuan while Lin Ling watches the tense exchange. Lin Ling, dressed for the wedding, inquires if the counselor is the officiant and requests he oversee her brother's safe release. The disguised Lin Yuan confidently declares that if her brother isn't freed by the Wang family, he'll send them all to hell, then asks Principal Wang if he's permitted to make such a vow. A nervous Principal Wang stammers his agreement, internally noting the counselor is putting on a very forceful act. Lin Ling, gazing at the disguised Lin Yuan, expresses her sole desire for her brother's safety, regardless of the personal cost. Reassuringly, the disguised Lin Yuan tells her she won't have to pay any price and will be all right, with his true self echoing a firm definitely. Principal Wang directs a maid to escort the counselor to the VIP washroom to prepare, announcing the ghost marriage will commence in 5 minutes. The maid, revealed to be Chi, politely asks the counselor to accompany her, mentioning her name. Chi and the disguised Lin Yuan ascend a grand, ornate staircase, their figures silhouetted against the light. Once out of earshot, Chi urgently whispers to Lin Yuan, imploring him to flee, acknowledging his intent to save his sister, but warning that as a 6th-level user, infiltrating this place is suicidal. Lin Yuan, still in his disguise, expresses surprise, asking Chi how she penetrated his disguise and even discerned his ability level, wondering if she is a rare psychic user. Chi confirms she is indeed a psychic, though only at level 3. She emphasizes again that this place is a death trap and he absolutely should not be present. She elaborates on the danger, pointing out the 5 9th-level users openly visible, and revealing Principal Wang has also assembled an elite 100-person 9th-level ambush team, hidden within the graveyard. The formidable, heavily armored members of this hidden ambush team are shown standing ready. She bluntly tells Lin Yuan he's far too weak and would be less than cannon fodder if discovered by these forces. Lin Yuan, still in his counselor disguise, acknowledges the impressive security lineup, but then curiously asks Chi why she is there. She explains she is present to repay a debt, revealing she was the girl saved by the bone-faced beast from Wang Kai. And now the Wang family has set an elaborate net to trap that very monster. A flashback shows a terrified Chi in her tattered school uniform as the bone-faced beast appeared, and she internally declares she cannot stand by and watch it perish. Lin Yuan, looking down the stairs at Chi, inquires about her plan, to which she responds she will use her psychic abilities to warn the beast of its approach and, if absolutely necessary, sacrifice herself to create an escape path for it. The disguised Lin Yuan, with a hand over his face, questions if she would truly go to such extreme lengths for a bone-faced monster. She passionately exclaims the creature is more than a monster. It's her beacon of light and supreme faith, warning him not to dare speak ill of her savior. Her chibi form puffs up angrily, while the disguised Lin Yuan appears slightly taken aback by her fervent declaration. She urgently grabs his arm, insisting he must flee now as it's his only chance, promising to create a distraction for his escape so he doesn't perish needlessly. He looks down at her determined expression, observing that it seems their opportunity is rapidly closing. A large assembly of guests stands before grand double doors as an announcer calls for a warm welcome for the counselor, heralding the imminent start of the ghost wedding ceremony. Now clad in a white overcoat, the disguised Lin Yuan, with Chi beside him, mentions the initial step is introducing the bride and inquires if her entrance is due. Wang Yan, smirking confidently and holding a glowing blue crystal, interrupts, informing the attendees that Team Abyss 9 has detected an intruder, a cockroach, that must be dealt with first. The gathered crowd murmurs in confusion and disbelief, questioning how anyone could have infiltrated despite the stringent security measures. A close-up focuses on the disguised Lin Yuan's stern, shadowed eye, hinting at his reaction to this sudden development. Wang Yan dramatically points towards Chi, who appears shocked, announcing that their investigation confirms she used a false identity to infiltrate the event, branding her the cockroach. Chi, believing she's doomed, resolves to use psychic interference for a final effort, telling Lin Yuan to run while she counts to 3. Wang Yan, holding the glowing crystal, initiates his countdown with 3, as shards of blue energy float from his hand. With intense focus, Chi unleashes a powerful psychic burst, radiating pink energy from her hands. Wang Yan swiftly moves past Chi, lunging towards the disguised Lin Yuan with a blur of purple energy. As the disguised Lin Yuan turns, Wang Yan's sharp energy attack impales him through the back. Chi, aghast, reaches out, questioning why the disguised Lin Yuan didn't flee as the blade remains lodged in his shoulder. Wang Yan, surrounded by crackling blue energy, confidently declares, "You're not the real counselor. You're just a lowly trickster using a disguise ability." The disguised Lin Yuan, his face grim, is interrogated by Wang Yan about his motive for impersonating a counselor to infiltrate the event. With eyes glowing purple and a menacing aura, Lin Yuan proclaims his objective is to leave no survivors, making a swift, bloody motion. Wang Yan scoffs, deeming it a farce, noting Lin Yuan's psychic ability is only tier 6 and Chi's power is depleted, then commands Lin Yuan to kneel and confess, asserting escape is impossible. The disguised Lin Yuan, holding several monster cards, declares that escape is merely the beginning. He then unleashes a barrage of glowing cards announcing game time. As they fly towards his opponents, Wang Yan, observing the incoming attack, notes it's a control-type ability but questions why the attacks are so scattered. He then dismissively remarks, "What a clown." Freezer Han, one of Wang Yan's subordinates, laughs derisively, finding it hilarious that someone like this supposedly killed his teammate. Suddenly, Han's laughter is cut short as a returning card slices across his face and arm. Another of Wang Yan's subordinates shouts in alarm. The card flew back from behind. Watch out. Lin Yuan calmly catches the returning card, which has just fatally struck Freezer Han from behind. Wang Yan and his remaining subordinate look on in stunned disbelief, the subordinate exclaiming, "That card was supersonic." And she, her eyes wide with shock, asks Lin Yuan, "Why did your psychic energy spike to peak tier 9 just now?" Lin Yuan, still disguised, explains that while he cannot summon monsters within this barrier, he can equip their cards, holding a rare psychic-type monster card. The Abyss Silver Spider C-rank card is shown, granting plus 100 mental power, which is how his psychic control instantly jumped from tier 6 to peak tier 9. Wang Yan, crackling with electrical energy, declares that control-type users are fragile as paper, and as a kindness, he will show Lin Yuan the true wrath of the Thunder God before he dies. And she, looking distressed and weak, apologizes to Lin Yuan, stating she doesn't have enough energy left to interfere and help him escape. A powerful surge of purple and blue lightning erupts from Wang Yan, sending in Qi and several onlookers flying as she weakly thinks escape. Wang Yan levitates amidst his devastating electromagnetic thunder field, with unconscious bodies scattered around him. Lin Yuan, with a calm expression, wonders aloud if this is the legendary Thunder Pressure Fist. Wang Yan, his eyes glowing with power, contemptuously calls Lin Yuan a despicable, weak little ant. He then lunges forward, engulfed in crackling purple and blue energy, shouting for Lin Yuan to face divine punishment. A colossal bolt of lightning descends towards Lin Yuan's dark silhouette, who appears to be holding up a card, prompting a surprise from Wang Yan. Wang Yan, crackling with energy, dismisses the figure as another psychic illusion, confident his ultra thunder pressure fist will shatter it. His powerful strike connects with the massive, metallic-looking monster. Yet Wang Yan appears utterly surprised by the impact. Realizing his attack left no mark, Wang Yan sweats in disbelief, questioning the appearance of an Awakener-level monster. Lin Yuan, still disguised as the counselor, coolly explains that since he eliminated the barrier master, the barrier naturally ceased to exist. The colossal monster hand sees Wang Yan, who struggles frantically, demanding to know what's happening and to be released. A sinister smile plays on Lin Yuan's lips as he casually compares dispatching Wang Yan to merely swatting a fly. The bone-faced beast then violently crushes Wang Yan, resulting in a gruesome spray of blood. Lin Yuan stands composed before a massive bloodstain, marking Wang Yan's demise. His white coat undisturbed. Wang Yan's last subordinate, splattered with gore, looks on with absolute terror, pointing accusingly. The horrified subordinate screams that Lin Yuan is the one responsible for his brother's death. Amidst the carnage, the disguised Lin Yuan, cradling an unconscious Qi, confronts Wang Yan's last subordinate, demanding to know his true objective. With a resolute expression, he announces his intention to conduct a ghost marriage ceremony, vowing to send the entire Wang family to the afterlife to join their deceased. From a high balcony, Principal Wang, the patriarch, addresses Lin Yuan, stating he has been anticipating his arrival. Lin Yuan, still in his counselor disguise, smirks slightly, questioning Principal Wang's eagerness to avenge his son. Principal Wang, his face contorted with rage, declares that his son's unjust death demands vengeance, and Lin Yuan will now restore justice to the Wang family. Standing before a looming bone-faced beast with Qi in his arms, Lin Yuan counters, questioning the justice in Wang Kai's actions and the forced ghost marriages. Principal Wang callously dismisses commoners' lives as insignificant, asserting that burying Lin Ling with his son is an act of grace towards her family. With a furious command, Principal Wang orders the initiation of an extermination, declaring that Lin Yuan will not leave. A determined young man with glowing purple eyes rallies an extermination squad, composed of elite student council members from Radiance Academy, to surround Lin Yuan and prevent his escape. Numerous armored figures in blue capes swiftly converge from various directions, signaling that the hunt for Lin Yuan has officially commenced. The red-haired squad leader watches as his team members fly in, shouting to surround the hall and prevent any escape, even if Lin Yuan grows wings. Lin Yuan, still disguised as the counselor, coolly states that's good, as he wasn't planning on letting anyone leave alive anyway, adding that a true ghost wedding should send them all to the underworld. A new, grotesque monster with a tall white hat, horns, a long lolling tongue, and white robes appears, surrounded by purple energy. This creature is identified as a Grade D Black and White Wuchang beast, currently pending evolution, as it plays a large, horn-like instrument. The main squad leader, with blonde hair, looks startled and confused, exclaiming, "What is that thing?" To such Wuchang beast, now labeled as Wuchang Soul Summoner, play their eerie instruments, enveloped in swirling purple energy. A nearby clock tower begins to glow intensely with purple light, emitting powerful, visible sound waves. Several of the armored squad members are struck by dark energy projectiles, emanating from the sound waves, while their red-haired leader grits his teeth in pain. A female squad leader in advanced armor shouts a warning that it's a soul-locking monster, attacking with sound waves, which often leads to total wipeouts in the abyss, and instructs everyone to stay within 10 meters of her to resist the sonic attack. The primary squad leader, his eye glowing with blue energy, commands everyone to gather around the for student council presidents, who have achieved half-awakened strength before they proceed, warning that anyone who gets too close to their target will be killed by him personally. President Lin, with a 10-meter protection radius, stands ready with clenched fist. President Xu, boasting a 20-meter protection radius, declares he doesn't protect the weak. President Twilight, whose protection radius extends to 30 meters, confidently exclaims, "Come." President Mo, with an impressive 500-meter protection radius, assures his godfather he will eliminate this problem completely. A voice explains that the soul-locking beast uses sonic attacks, but possesses extremely weak physical defense. President Mo announces he has locked onto its weak points, and instructs his team to follow him to eliminate it. Two other presidents, Zhu and Twilight, acknowledge the plan with a determined got it. As the squad advances, one of them questions why it is suddenly snowing. The falling flakes are revealed to be paper copper coins, making the atmosphere feel distinctly like a ghost wedding. One of the presidents, with a mustache, reaches out as a glowing purple paper coin floats towards his hand. The president with the mustache cries out in agony, realizing the paper coin he touched is poisonous as his face starts to decay. His body then violently erupts in a shower of blood, shocking his nearby comrades. Other squad members scream in terror and pain as they too are afflicted by the poisonous paper coins raining down. The female squad leader identifies the deadly paper coins as spores from the Yin Corpse Mother Vine. The colossal Yin Corpse Mother Vine, a pulsating purple orb with tendrils, is revealed with the disguised Lin Yuan standing calmly before it on a large cross. Lin Yuan, in his counselor disguise, states with grim satisfaction that a proper ghost wedding should bury everything along with it. President Mo explains that the Yin Corpse Mother Vine is typically a Grade E monster, but it can rapidly evolve to Grade C by using corpses and graves as nourishment. The now visibly more menacing, evolved Yin Corpse Mother Vine looms, drawing power from the cemetery which holds the remains of many powerful figures. He warns that if the Yin Corpse Mother Vine evolves to its absolute limit, none of them will survive its power. President Mo, however, confidently declares that the murderer's plans will fail because they ran into him, then rallies the strong presidents to advance at full speed and decapitate the Yin Corpse Mother Vine before it evolves again. The other three presidents, with determined expressions, shout Roger in unison, ready to follow President Mo's lead. President Mo, glowing with blue energy, charges towards the massive Yin Corpse Mother Vine, which is entwined around a large cross where the disguised Lin Yuan stands observing. The remaining three presidents, cloaked in their respective energies, leap into the air, swiftly moving to engage the monstrous plant.